Welcome to Proving the Concept, the show where we explore the weird, wonderful, and sometimes downright bizarre world of science and technology. I'm your host, Sarah Goffin, and today we're diving into the fascinating and sometimes infuriating world of fake science. Fake science has been around for centuries, but in today's age of misinformation, it's more important than ever to separate fact from fiction. From sensational claims to outright fraud, the line between real discoveries and fake ones can be surprisingly thin and incredibly impactful. In this episode, we'll look at how to spot fake scientific claims, examine one of the most infamous fake science scandals of all time, the vaccine autism myth, and wrap up by celebrating a remarkable female scientist who battled against fake science in her career. Let's start with the basics. How can you tell if a scientific claim is real or fake? It's not always easy, but there are some key red flags to watch out for. Number 1, the source. Where is the claim coming from? Peer-reviewed journals and reputable institutions are your best bet. If the claim is coming from a blog, social media post, or someone with no scientific credentials, be skeptical. Number 2, the evidence. Does the claim actually include relevant data? Real science relies on observable, testable, and repeatable evidence. If it's based on anecdotes or vague generalizations, there's a chance it could be fake. Number 3, the peer review process. Real scientific findings go through rigorous scrutiny by other experts in the field. If the claim hasn't been peer reviewed, there is a chance that it may not be taken seriously, or perhaps it's just waiting for that review to be validated. Number 4, the language. Watch out for sensationalist language. Phrases like miracle cure, revolutionary breakthrough, or what doctors don't want you to know are often signs of pseudoscience. And number 5, funding and conflicts of interest. Who's funding the research? If it's sponsored by a company that stands to gain from the findings, bear that in mind as you evaluate the data. Being a science detective doesn't mean you have to be a scientist. It just means being curious, critical, and informed. Now let's dive into one of the most damaging examples of fake science in recent history, the vaccine autism scandal. It all started in 1998 when a British doctor named Andrew Wakefield published a study in The Lancet suggesting a link between the measles, mumps and rubella MMR vaccine and autism. The paper caused a media firestorm and vaccination rates plummeted in many countries. Here's the kicker. The study was completely fake. Wakefield manipulated data and had undisclosed financial conflicts of interest. His study involved just 12 children, a sample size so small it's statistically meaningless. Worse yet, his findings couldn't be replicated by other researchers. In 2010, The Lancet fully retracted the paper and Wakefield lost his medical license, but the damage was done. The myth that vaccines cause autism persists to this day, fueling vaccine hesitancy and contributing to outbreaks of preventable diseases like measles. The scandal also serves as a stark reminder of the power and danger of fake science. One fraudulent study can undermine decades of legitimate research and put lives at risk. Now, let's lighten the mood a bit with some fun facts about fake science. Did you know that mermaids were once considered real by many? In the 19th century, sailors and showmen created Fiji mermaids by stitching together monkey torsos and fish tails. Or how about the infamous Piltdown Man? In 1912, a fossilized skull was claimed to be the missing link between humans and apes. It wasn't until 1953 that scientists discovered it was a hoax. A human skull and an orangutan jawbone cleverly combined. And here's one for the conspiracy theorists. Flat Earth theories. Despite overwhelming evidence for a spherical Earth, some people still cling to the flat Earth belief, often citing pseudo-scientific experiments as proof. Fake science may be entertaining, but it also highlights the importance of critical thinking and evidence-based reasoning. To wrap up, I want to shine a spotlight on a female scientist who had to overcome fake science in her career, Alice Hamilton. Alice Hamilton was a pioneering toxicologist in the early 20th century and the first woman appointed to the faculty at Harvard University. She worked tirelessly to expose the dangers of industrial toxins like lead, mercury, and radium. Her work was often dismissed or downplayed by industry leaders who spread fake science to protect their profits. For example, when she demonstrated the severe health effects of lead poisoning, companies argued that lead was perfectly safe and even beneficial. Despite fierce opposition, Hamilton's research led to stricter workplace safety regulations and a deeper understanding of occupational health. She proved that science rooted in truth can overcome even the most entrenched misinformation. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Proving the Concept. We've explored how to spot fake science, examined the vaccine autism scandal, and celebrated the incredible work of Alice Hamilton, a scientist who stood up to fake science and changed the world. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Have a topic you'd like me to cover? Send me your suggestions. I'd love to hear from you. Next time, stay curious, stay critical, and keep proving the concept.